Hey everybody, Joe McCall here from Wholesaling Lease Options. How you doing? I'm with my good buddy, business partner, Gil Palencia.
Hello.
And we've got some exciting things to share with you. We just decided we'd sit down real quick and talk about it. We have something very cool that we're coming out with because we've got a lot of students right now that have been having some great success in this business. And we had a student, I just interviewed him recently and put it on the website, who did eight deals in December, one of the slowest months of the year. And average profit about $4,500 on each deal. I've said many, many times the key to this business is marketing. And we have a student in the marketing program,
Yep.
Justin. Talk about Justin a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we've got a student, Justin, and he just got started about a month and a half ago and collected his first check for just a little over $3,000. And we're talking brand new investor. We handled all the marketing for him so that all he has to do is really just talk to sellers. And that's where he spends most of his time. And ever since we came out with those videos, we've been bombarded with requests and questions for, group coaching, mastermind sessions, how else we can reach out to more students and investors and help them ramp up their business. So, Joe and I decided to get together, and it's exactly what we're going to go over. Joe?
In our marketing program, we have about 4 full-time virtual assistants that are doing marketing for us here in St. Louis and also doing marketing for our students all over the country. And so we do have a one-on-one coaching program, but a lot of times the cost is prohibitive for a lot of people. I get at least 3, 4, 5 requests a week for the coaching program, and it's honestly, for just one-on-one coaching, it's more expensive than most people can handle. And a lot of people have been asking us, hey, can we have some kind of weekly group coaching mastermind program? And so I've asked Gil to help me with that. And I'm real excited about what we're going to be coming out with. We're going to be doing a webinar later, I think Thursday night, maybe some Sunday and some replays and things like that. But we are going to open the doors and create a new mastermind group that's going to be unique and unlike anything that I've ever heard of before. And the whole goal of this group is to be hold each other accountable to goals and to get the phone to ring. That's the key to it. So we have some things that we're going to just discuss real quickly about what is going to be part of this mastermind group, and also let you know that we will be having a webinar real soon, that there's be some links below where you can register for the webinar, and we'll talk a lot more about what's going to be in this group.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about answer any questions that you have. So basically, every week we're going to get on the phone, either me or Gil or both of us, with the group. And this is going to be a small group. We're limiting it. We don't know how many yet, 10, 15, 20 people. We're going to limit this to a small group. And every week we're going to get on the phone and cover certain things. We're going to be covering, we're going to have maybe a few 5, 10 minutes of some kind of teaching what's working well, what's not, and things like that.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go over people's challenges. And we're not going to be I don't want it to be a Q&A coaching call, but I want it to be, all right, what are some challenges that you guys are having? And so then everyone can take turns giving a challenge and whatnot, and we'll talk about it. But the really cool thing I'm excited about on these weekly accountability calls is we're going to be holding each other accountable. So there's going to be a separate website just for these mastermind members that's going to have a social network aspect to it. And so people are going to put their goals on there, all right? So if your goal is to make $100,000 a year, we're going to look at goals that you can control. You can't control making $100,000 a year, but you can control how many sellers you're going to talk to every day,
Exactly.
right? So let's break that down in this group. Let's figure out if you want to make $100,000 a year, that's $8,000 a month. If your average profit per deal is $3,000 or $4,000, that's about 3 deals a month. Let's say you can only sell half of the houses you get under contract, so you need to get 4, 5, 6 houses under contract. Well, let's break it down then and see, well, how many sellers do you need to talk to every day to make that happen based on conservative percentages? So if your goal is to send out 30 pieces of text messaging or to send out 500 postcards a month or just cold call 5 people a day, we're going to put those accountability goals and make them public to everybody and help hold you accountable to those marketing goals that you have.
Yep.
And then the other cool thing, the second half of the phone call, well, first half will be, let's teach a little bit. The second half will be, the second part will be, let's talk about challenges that people are having.
Yeah.
And focus on those. And the third part is, okay, Jim, how are things going with your marketing? Are you doing what you were supposed to do?
Yeah, so it's an actual follow-up system,
Yeah.
right? We wanted to create something and have a tight-knit group where it's very action-oriented.
Yeah.
If you say you're going to talk to one seller a day, that's okay.
Yeah.
You better talk to that one seller a day.
Yeah, small goals are okay. I mean, if you have a full-time job and you're working 50, 60 hours a week, and your goal is just to maybe get something started, maybe get your website going. It doesn't have to be big, like I have to talk to 30 sellers a day. We want little small goals that you can manage that are realistic, that are smart goals, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely, or something like that, right? So we want very specific goals, and we're going to help you give a format, a place where you can put your goals out there and let us all hold you accountable as a group. The other cool thing that's really exciting about these calls, these weekly calls, is we're actually going to get on the phone and call sellers together.
Yep.
And Gil and I had this idea where, let's do this. If somebody has got their goals and they met their goals, maybe that week we can call sellers in their market. And so we were thinking of, every week we're going to actually call sellers live. It'll either be me calling sellers or Gil calling sellers, or it'll be one of you calling sellers. Everybody else will be muted. And after we talk to the seller, we can brainstorm and talk about, okay, well, you could have said this better, or you could have said that better. Gil and I aren't perfect either, so if we say something that you thought, well, we could have improved or changed, let's talk about that. So it's going to be very interactive. These calls may be an hour to 2 hours long, but we're going to actually really dive into marketing and getting that done and holding each other accountable to these goals. So we want you to report your progress, daily, weekly progress, on this social membership site that we have. It's a private membership site that everybody will have that they can report their things into. The other cool thing is, for everybody in this mastermind group, we're actually going to do your marketing for you.
I'll break that down to you.
So we have, well, go ahead and talk about what that's going to be.
So we want to make sure that you're talking to sellers, right? That's the biggest thing you can do to add more revenue or get your business going. And a part of the accountability in this group is we're going to generate your outbound marketing. Send out text messages, send out emails to leads in your local market to encourage them to call you, right? Now, this is the same marketing that we use in our own business here today, right? Just this month alone, we're at 8 contracts so far, and we've got several more that are coming in. Yeah. So we want for you to be in the same position to talk to sellers, and when you talk to sellers, this group, we're going to show you how we communicate with them, what questions to ask, right? I ask 4 basic questions with sellers. I don't try to hard sell anybody over the phone and just build good relationships with them, right? We're going to show you how you can talk to real estate agents and how to get referrals from them. This month alone, out of those 8 contracts, 2 of them were referrals from real estate agents. Yeah. Right? And another 2 of those were from other investors that didn't know how to do it, but just sent us the contracts. We don't know them. They just heard about our business through the email marketing, and we want to see the same results in your business, or at least help you get to that point, talking really good to your leads that are coming in.
I think the key to this is marketing, and if you're like me, if you try to do it yourself, it just won't get done. So that's why we designed this marketing program, so that the marketing is done for you in spite of you. And we're going to include it into this mastermind program, okay? So basically, you're going to get the weekly group accountability calls. They're going to be small groups. We're going to hold each other accountable. You're going to have a private membership website where you can have conversations and hold all your goals together. And we're going to be talking about specific challenges that you're having and how we can accomplish them. We're actually going to start calling sellers live in the calls. And we're going to do our marketing for you. We have our VAs that we've already trained that are going to go into Craigslist every day and find sellers. We're going to keep a database or a spreadsheet of those sellers. Yep. We're going to send them emails and text messages that look like they come from you, all right? And so you can call them right away, or we can talk about, maybe there's a hot seller lead that you have, and on the next group call, maybe we can call that seller together. And we can talk about what to do next on that. All right, so we are looking for serious A players, people who are ready to take action and do deals today. So the cost for this is going to be really minimal. We're limiting it to a small group. We're only going to keep the doors open for about a week. So Down below, you should see some information on how to register. We're going to have a webinar coming up. We're going to talk about how to, well, in this webinar, we're going to be talking about more details on how this whole thing's going to work, and we're going to answer any questions that you might have. So, in the meantime, register for one of the webinars down below, and we may have some, I think I'll probably try to put something on there where you could ask some questions. And when you register for the webinar, I think there'll be an area in there where you can ask questions. So let us know specifically what kind of questions you have about the group and what you want us to cover. Is that it? Anything else?
No, and I think just to summarize, Joe and I sat down, and the wish list of what students and investors were asking for, we've got the coaching in place, yeah. The marketing is done for you, yeah. Right? You will talk to sellers, and you will learn how to talk to a variety of leads and get better at it. Yeah. And if you have anything else, leave some feedback so we can take care of those too.
All right, so we'll see you on the webinar. Make sure you register down below ASAP. Thanks a lot. See you.
Thanks.